Well, like one of the functions of islands, or even the loose definition of islands, which would include planets or moons or space stations or whatever.
That's no moon.
These isolated areas where there's surrounded by difficult to traverse medium. One of the purposes of that, I think, in stories is if you want to tell stories of journeys.
Sure.
So the journey through that medium to get to the promised land or the green place or whatever.
Is American Idol still going on?
I hope not.
I know The Voice is going on, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I get a lot of clips.
There's
from
always
Voice.
some of that bullshit going on.
Something with Voice, because if it isn't America's Got Talent, it's American Idol or The Voice. Like, and then
or like Britain's Got Talent, they have their own stuff.
did we steal America's Got Talent from Britain's Got Talent?
I don't know who stole what
first.
from who. I know
stole
we
The
stole
Office.
this country from Britain.
No, we won it back. Thank you.
I kind of want to.
I don't think anybody won here.
Well, that's fair.
Kind of want to do over.
Do over. What? Now, who starts with the gun? We give back to the Native Americans and be like, all right, because they have weapons now, so they might
I'd
put
be
up a
fine
fight.
going back to England.
Oh,
You know where I'm from.
not Turkey.
You know, if you test my dad's paternal line,
Yeah.
because I did the DNA, the National Geographic DNA testing, his paternal line goes back to England, like
Oh,
Dang.
thousands
went-
of years ago.
this way, like back and forth, like
Yeah.
Somebody went to England and didn't go back.
Or someone got a little rapey on some crusades.
Jesus, you can't say that.
Grapey.
Yeah.
Those grapey crusaders.
You just want to make some wine, I guess.
No, but one thing that's been happening, Oscar, is we keep getting like ads for turkey on our like Hulu, and we're like, it just knows that we're spending time with Oscar.
Yeah, it's just like we talked about it.
Yeah, a friend of mine was like, saw an ad for Turkish Airlines yesterday.
And that might be it, actually. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was. I mean,
it was hard to tell what the ad actually was for, other than like it said turkey. So
it was.
I think it was.
Oh,
like
they've revised the spelling. Like that's how they spell it in Turkey. So now just everyone else is like on board finally.
So it's like
good.
TURK, like IYE. Yeah, okay. So I wasn't crazy. I'm like, I'm having a stroke.
I'm having a stroke right now. I'm just getting mind graped
by the turkey spelling
to match your shirt.
Oh yeah, it's a very nice purple.
It is, yeah.
Ooh, it's got like texture. You probably can't see it, but it's got a nice little texture to it.
I love my textures.
Oh, my textures. They make me feel like I'm a fancy man.
It's my Mediterranean textures. Like
Let me open the shirt a little bit.
This is some kind of Russian Italian I'm doing right now.
I thought it was almost like that Slovakian, Transylvanian kind of like
bleh, bleh.
The Eastern European Euro trash.
I do not go blah blah blah.
I do not. The fact that Adam Sandler is voicing that character is what cracks me up the most.
Hotel Transylvania.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's a kids movie that's genuinely like good and endearing, and well, half of them are.
Yeah.
But again, it's Adam Sandler.
Right.
He's voicing this. Is he Count Dracula?
He's a vampire.
Is he Count Dracula?
No, definitely. That's copyrighted. You can't use that.
There's a great SNL skit where Pete Davidson, I think, plays Count Dracula, and Chappelle makes him laugh so hard he spits out his teeth.
God, I love breaking in SNL. It's one of the best things.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. No, but one of the things this last week, actually, I've seen it a couple times now, but it came again in my Instagram feed, was, have you guys heard of that? Is it Point Nemo in the Pacific Ocean?
Point Nemo. No.
It's the most like one of the most, I guess I can't say the most, one of the most remote areas on the earth, so that the next closest human to you is actually on the space station.
Jeez.
And it's,
I've heard of that.
Yes,
yeah.
it's
straight up
the coolest thing to me.
Only sometimes though.
Yeah.
When they're on the other side of the earth, it's different.
It's very different. And there's no like island or anything that I know of. There might be like a buoy or something too.
David Bowie?
Yes.
No, he passed
Rest
away
in
a
peace.
while ago.
That's what he's in the ocean now.
He's in Davy Jones' locker.
He might be.
But it's just a really cool like concept to me, because like the fact that you're so remote that people in space are the closest thing to you. And that's it was just a neat thing. And then how quiet it probably also is there.
The sound of sea breeze. And
Yeah.
maybe some birds. I don't know if some birds could make
I don't
it there.
know if they could.
Yeah, I mean that's something. Yeah, if we were talking about islands today, so that'll probably come up. You know,
Mhm.
it might be in somebody's notes.
Maybe.
Birds.
Biodiversity on islands,
Oh, sure.
sure.
Yeah.
um,
The
Galapagos
isolation
and
of
everything.
them.
Yeah.
or just, I mean, or the lack of it is really
Sure.
what it mostly is,
Mhm.
because islands that are not close to other land masses,
Mhm.
not a lot of things reach them. So
Sure.
this tends to be very a lot more uniformity
Mhm.
than people would expect.
And animals will get bigger too, won't they? Like I feel like I read that about animals in New Zealand, that they like birds or something end up growing bigger.
Although
than,
New Zealand is close enough to like Australia and
Yeah.
such, like
Oh, they could. Yeah.
but I mean, even then though, like
Mm-hmm.
anything that's close, anything that's like any distance at all from other land is that's
Mhm.
gonna limit what can be there,
Yeah.
what plant or animal species. Birds
Right.
are most often going to be able to make that trek, but
Mhm.
not even then always, because they have to land,
Exactly.
Yeah, eventually.
Mhm.
they have to sleep. They don't
Yes.
sleep
Not
flying.
sleep.
That's what I was wondering, that there was a like a bird that made it from like the Aleutian Islands to like in Alaska to like Samoa or something. And it was
Oh,
like
dang.
one of the youngest birds. I don't know. There's more facts to this. I saw it on Instagram again. I see a lot on Instagram,
Yeah.
but I
Like
don't know.
Wild Robot. That's an
Oh.
island movie.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Because they're stuck in that island and then they migrate to away from it, don't they? I
Is it an island?
think it's an island.
Is it an archipelago?
Sure. I don't
No.
remember.
It's a
Actually, I don't think
cluster
they
of
ever show
islands.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great movie, by the way, if you've never seen The Wild
Yeah.
Robot.
I have not.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm sure you're
Sweet.
surprised.
No, I'm not.
No, it
Not
actually
at
just
this
came
point.
out within the last like year or so.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Okay.
Lupita Nyong'o. She does a fantastic job. I just love her. She plays the robot.
And
And-
Pedro.
Is this anime?
It animated, yeah.
Okay.
It's
See, him asking, "Have you seen this?" is about the same as me asking, "Is that anime?"
Yeah,
fair enough,
The answers are pretty predictable.
He is.
I don't watch nearly as much anime as I used to. I
Right.
mean, 90s was the heyday, you know.
Yeah, that's like the most of the anime that I watch is from the 90s or earlier.
Sure, yeah.
That's, I mean, I say most. I struggle to think of any that isn't.
Sure, yeah.
Mhm.
When the
And-
animation used to be like real hand drawn, everything was
Yes.
like, oh,
I think even the last
Mhm.
Miyazaki films that I really watch. I
Mhm.
mean, I saw Howl's Moving Castle. I think that's the last one I saw.
yeah.
Was Princess Mononoke before that?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
that was
That's the first one that came to States, I'm pretty sure.
like
Oh.
2000, 2001 thereabouts.
Yeah.
Maybe slightly earlier.
Did I ever tell you the story about when I first saw Princess Mononoke in the theaters?
No.
Oh, I may have told it to you, like not on the show, but me and my brother, because it's always me and my brother, because we watch movies all the time. So whenever I'm going to talk about movies, assume that my brother's there too. We were there, and it was like anime was still such a new thing, and coming to theaters was even a newer thing for anime. But Miyazaki had notoriety, so they put his film in there. We were watching Princess Mononoke, and me and my brother know like anime sometimes a little bit more mature, a little bit more adult. Like
Mhm.
it's not always fun, cutesy. Like let's sing along with like Disney. And there's that one scene where he's affected with that parasite, and it makes him stronger. And then
Right.
he like pulls back the bow, but then he really pulls back the bow. Boo. And he lets loose the arrow, and the arrow flies and then lops the guy's heads off. And it was just me, my brother, and then like a mother and her daughter. And we just hear the mother go, "Oh," the funniest thing I've ever seen in that
You should
theater.
not have brought your kid to
Yes,
this film.
yes, because I
Yeah.
thought, oh, a kid's film. This would be cute
It's
or like
animated.
adventure.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
Yup.
yeah, literally just
Yup.
because it's a faraway shot too. He's running away on the horse, and it's just boop, like,
But I
at
bet
some
that
point.
little girl though is probably a huge fan of like me or Studio Ghibli films.
Yeah.
Like these days, you know, like
Yeah.
if she wasn't
or
too
she's
young,
sadistic,
hopefully.
or like she
yeah.
just wants
Yeah.
to, when's more blood coming?
It's like she already killed 50 animals or something. Wasn't there
She's on a
another
watch
part of
list.
that where like someone's arms come off?
Yeah. It's like it's not super graphic, but there are graphic parts,
Right.
like you know.
Right.
Yeah.
I just sort of looked at that as not. It wasn't just because he was strong, but it was like an additional sort of demon related power.
Yeah, something too.
So like
something
the
that.
physics don't work out otherwise.
Yeah.
It's actually been over like 10 years since I've seen that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have it on DVD
Ooh.
because DVDs are a thing. Physical media is a thing.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
it
should
is.
always be a thing too.
Yeah, just like this podcast
Amen,
is on
brother.
physical media.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like download it onto a memory stick.
I've been talking about like burning it or videos or raw videos onto a Blu-ray because I need space on this computer eventually. So
Yeah.
What's funny is if you put them on Blu-ray, I can't watch them. That like I'll have to get a
Oh.
Blu-ray player.
Yeah. It's the ultimate security.
yeah, right.
No, let's use Laserdisc.
Laserdisc was cool.
Don't
It's
get
just
Mario
huge,
started.
or mini disc. Yeah, Laserdisc was a huge like record
was it?
size,
Oh,
like
really?
Yeah,
basically CDs that you would put
Yeah,
on
it
there.
was record size.
Yeah.
It was like, I remember that in the school library. Like, this is a laser disc.
Does it
yeah.
have the divots like a record, or is it still?
Technically, even the DVDs and Blu-rays have those divots, but they're like microscopic.
Smaller?
They're
Yeah,
so
it's like
like,
CDs or something.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah, they're CD quality, but
And you
Blu-rays
use a
even.
laser to get the data instead of a needle.
So it's like it's peaks and valleys
Yeah.
inside like the track.
Mhm.
So laser, like whenever it like senses on or off or up or down, it's zeros or ones for information.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
That's
it's almost the
lesson.
same thing as a vinyl player. We're pointing at a vinyl player over here, so
Yeah, sorry.
I'm not just pointing at the random
Yeah,
things.
hey, look at that over there.
Yeah,
That's also how they're kind of mapping the seafloor. I watched another video on Instagram. I
With
swear.
sonar?
Yeah, something like that. Some kind of like
They're mapping it with Laserdisc.
And Sony's
the
just got a
globe
big
is actually
giant
just
laser.
one. Yeah, big.
Nice.
Oh man,
But yeah, speaking of
Islands,
seas,
yeah.
and islands and stuff like that,
Point
let's
Nemo.
do a little bit of admin work here real quick. We are Bards and Balladeers, as we sometimes forget to say what we are and who we do. Not who we do. Well, I mean, that maybe later. But today we have,
I'm Kate.
I am Rio.
I'm Oscar.
Yes, and we're your normal hosts of the Bards and Balladeers podcast.
Yeah, today, like all days, we have us.
We have us.
That
Yeah.
is us.
Sometimes we add somebody that we just kind of like shove between ourselves.
Mhm.
But yeah, you can find us here on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, and Amazon
iHeartRadio.
Music and iHeartRadio. Yeah.
Mhm.
And we're on a big push to get, 100 subscribers, Oscar has been saying recently, because we're trying to build the channel. He's pointing at you. So help us build a channel, subscribe. It costs you nothing. It helps us. It helps the algorithm for more people to find us. So we really appreciate that. And we are talking about islands. Oh, islands.
Mhm.
Yeah. Islands and stories, which is a wonderful topic that you actually decided that we should talk about because you've done this before on panels. Correct?
Yeah, there was a panel on Islands in Fiction. And to be honest, I don't remember if I came up with it or someone else did.
Just take credit.
I think
Yeah, it's
yeah.
all Oscar.
respect
No one
it.
ever did it before Oscar.
I mean, no matter whose idea it was, I'm the one that made the panel be great. So
I mean, I agree. Every panel, the like 4 I've been, has always been with you, and they've been great.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Which someday, hopefully, we'll do some live stream panels at a con or something like that. So if you're con people out there and you want us to come, hit us up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And if you want to watch online without paying to be at the con,
Yeah, that too.
you
Yeah.
know, like, hey, free content.
Yeah. Maybe we'll,
Assuming the con is okay with that.
sure. It'll be written on the contract.
Right.
Like we'll do.
Contract.
Contract. Is this a musical? We need to do
My
a
life is a musical.
Yeah. In my head, it's always just like,
Now I'm
Mhm.
thinking of 3-2-1 Contact that used to be on PBS.
what's that?
Oh.
Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9?
No, that was
That's
Sesame
Electric Company.
Street.
Oh. It was Sesame Street was on PBS though.
Oh, sure.
I don't remember the jingle for 3-2-1 Contact.
Oh.
Contact. It's the reason. I don't know. But like, this
Yeah,
is what's
I believe
floating
you.
through my head. It could be completely related to something
Yeah.
else.
So why did you want to talk about islands in general? Like what's
To
the
peddle
fascination?
my books,
Well,
man.
You don't even have your books
Understandable.
here.
It's really just,
I can go grab them.
No. Too late.
It's-
We're in here.
Sorry. Yeah.
yeah, I didn't grab. Oh, damn it.
That's okay. We have a copy.
You can see my books.
Yeah.
Like maybe we'll put them up here or something. Like,
Or
oh.
here, or here, or here.
Or just over Mario's face.
just
Wow. It's one of those things you take for granted is just like different realities of the world, but like in story, like, okay, what's special about islands? What's special about land or sea or space?
Mhm.
And you think, okay, well, islands kind of have their own function. And obviously, like I write pirate novels, so islands feature heavily in there, but like, why do they? But you don't have to have islands to have pirates.
Right.
But there's all these stories like Treasure Island or Fantasy Island or Lost that take place on islands. What's special about islands? And a lot of the time it's just that it's a nice encapsulated geographical area, but it's surrounded by usually impassable or difficult to pass terrain, in this case, sea, ocean, whatever. But that sort of encapsulates the boundaries of like what critters are there, what vegetation, Like it seems like in some stories the physics are different on islands, like like Fantasy Island, obviously everything, there's magic on that island.
Is there legitimate like one of the like tropes of that is magic? Yeah. I thought it was just like some place where you go to relax and have fun or something.
But it was that show was always. I'm a little older than these guys, so I actually watched the show a lot. And there was always some kind of like magical kind of stuff that would happen there. Like this is a place where your fantasies come true, whatever, and not in an X-rated way, because it was a syndicated show.
Yeah.
But
the plane, that's the one with the little
with tattoo.
Yeah. That plane.
Yeah. Shame what happened to him. But
what happened to him? Did he get hit by a plane?
No, the actor like unalived himself. So.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean he was
because he never got the plane.
I mean, yeah, like he's just too short to reach it. I forget that guy's name, which I'm sure is part of the problem, and Ricardo Montalban. But yeah, there are different physics. Same with Lost. There's different stuff going on this island. Mm-hmm. Whether or not you think it's purgatory, there's different stuff going on.
Yes.
Why are you looking at me?
Well, no reason.
Keep your thoughts known. This is canon.
Yeah, it is canon.
And then you've got stuff like Gilligan's Island, which was again syndicated when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And, I mean, even just stuff like Alcatraz, like
what's Alcatraz?
The prison island off.
Oh, I thought it was another show. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Yes, the actual prison. Yeah.
Yeah, no, just various islands, and they're used for different things. They're used for, prisons or security or in stories a lot of the time. Like you've got Atlantis.
Oh yeah.
The lost island of Atlantis. So like they just feature in different kinds of stories, and I thought it's kind of fun to talk about like what the function of using them in stories is.
Sure.
And even just in real life, because, a lot of stories are sort of directly taken from real life.
Yeah.
Like all my pirate stories.
Right. And as you talk about like obviously islands, that generic term for it with landmass surrounded by water, but we started expanding on that idea. And one of the ideas I didn't think about when we were actually coming up with this idea was there's a book. Maybe you've read it. It's also a movie.
What's a book?
It's a book. It's like this, but with words, with better words, with type words.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I know. But Z for Zachariah. Have you ever read or heard about that?
I have not.
So I didn't do very good in school in English, surprisingly.
It's because he's Mexican.
Yeah, that's why. It's like, these are all in English. I can't. Where's these Spanish words?
We actually just call him Captain Dyslexia.
Yeah.
I thought we called him cat pain dyslexia.
Oh, cat pain?
Siluxita.
Siluxita. Yeah.
I didn't coin that. My friend did. Sorry.
Yeah. Or sexlexia, whatever.
Oh, wow. You can go with that.
Lystexia.
Lystexia is another one. Anyways,
and ADHD.
So I was in a special English group where they put the dumb kids and they gave them easier books to read and stuff like that. And it was one of those weird things that when I went into that classroom, I actually started to feel like the teachers cared a little more because they knew we needed more help. Yeah. So they were not having to take care of like 30 kids or whatever. But this movie or this book called Z for Zachariah talked about like nuclear fallout. And this one girl who lived in this like valley where the wind patterns actually kept everything out of the valley. So they all survived. And that into itself, because of that barrier of the like toxic wasteland that was probably around her, let her survive. So it was kind of cool like that way. So another island, a valley, like, or just a location that was cut off from everybody else, which is kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got in my notes here, like I've been watching a lot of Babylon 5 again lately. And there's this episode where there's this big plague. From like on one of the civilizations, the Markab civilization or something. And they're talking about the history of this plague once it comes out again, like it was hundreds of years ago on their planet, and it hit this island, but the island was isolated by weather for nearly a year. And so by the time anyone else got there, the disease had wiped out the population. There was no one alive to spread it to the new arrivals. And then they just treated it like it dead ended there, even though like that's, diseases can come back out of nowhere.
Sure.
But that notion of just a location that's geographically isolated by weather or, mountains or some other kind of activity, or, in some worlds like magical flow storms or things like that.
Yeah.
It just creates that sort of isolation And you can use that for all kinds of things in story.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the main reasons to use islands is isolation.
And man-made barricades too.
Yeah.
Moats.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's a
castle
very
towns.
mini island. Like, you know,
There's a reason that people use moats to surround castles. Like,
Mhm.
you're trying to get through this difficult to traverse medium.
right. You put alligators in there
Yeah.
to make sure.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Alligator Alcatraz. What? No, let's not go there.
And that's also an intentional version, I would say, of isolation too.
Yeah.
Like where you want to separate the outside world from the inside world. It's saying Attack on Titan as well. Like those giant walls, you know.
What's inside the walls?
Mhm.
That's a spoiler if you've seen the show.
No spoilers. But it's interesting to me to see like the different types and like what purpose, like you're saying, does it have for your story? Like
Right.
it can be intentional to push the plot forward. It could add to like a layer of mystery, like in the world building, or to almost like, I hate saying like limit the world building, because if you have just islands that you're working with, you don't really need to make like, how is this interconnected with, you know, other countries,
Yeah.
other people and whatnot. So
It's
you're
its
sort of,
own isolated like ecosystem.
yes. And so it's not like, you don't have to write those influences. So it could, like, I'm just saying, like, just limit your world building, not limit.
But focus.
Yeah. Focus in that
Yeah,
world
it
building.
creates a limitation within which you've got to build. And we talked in an early episode about writing stories within limitations.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that forces the growth inward. So you're like,
Yeah.
okay, well, if nothing can get here, then all of the growth that happens is like within this little encapsulated world.
Yeah.
Like you were
Mhm.
talking about the island where, you know, the closest point is actually of humanity is like the space station or
Yeah.
something.
Or the kaiju below them.
That's very possible. Yeah. Can't exclude the kaiju.
Yeah.
But one of the things with that, like I was mentioning, like biodiversity is like animals can't get to those places either a lot of the time.
Mhm.
And so you'll find like maybe a species of bird, like one or two species of bird that like they braved it or they had just enough range to get there. Or sometimes just spiders, because there are spiders that they spin their webs up into the air and then like the
Yeah.
wind catches them. That's how they
Mhm.
travel.
Yeah.
But they can travel vast distances kind of by accident that way. That's why you find spiders practically everywhere on Earth,
Right.
except like maybe Antarctica or climates that are just too hostile.
Yeah.
They're just giant and frozen underneath all the ice. So I will never
just
go.
one. They'll come eventually after glable, you know.
Yeah, it's like also,
time
you know,
change.
during
Yeah.
Pangea or whatever, like they're
Yeah,
all,
sure.
it's all one
Connected.
landmass, like spiders are old.
It's very old. And they're bigger too. All the insects were bigger because it was more oxygen rich or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, there's
I
something
wanna
like,
say
yeah,
so.
yeah.
And I think like there's an upper limit to how big something with an exoskeleton can be, which is
Really?
just a volume equation, because the cubic volume of just meat that has to be supported by this exoskeleton, which is more of a surface area thing. It's like
Yeah.
squared versus cubed.
Yeah.
At some point, it's just going to collapse.
Sure. Just too much weight.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
Not according to the documentary, 8 Legs or whatever. What is the old like 1950s movie with the spiders or the ants that were huge?
Well, and you can also have
Oh,
versions
God.
of it. Like there are ways around that, I'm sure, where, you know, it's not like a complete exoskeleton
Kind of like a crab.
kind of thing. Yeah. Like where there's like more joints or there's some kind of other support
Sure.
or whatever. It's thicker, but you know, like an upper limit to that.
Yeah.
But
Just from, the normal gravity of Earth or whatever. Probably different. There's probably giant spiders on the moon.
I don't think so. But you know, good supposition.
You don't know. They sent some
Have
up
you
there.
been to the moon? You don't know.
You don't
What's
know.
that one thing where the guy's like, he comes off the spaceship and he just walks off. He's like, moon's haunted. And like the guy's like, what? And he grabs a shotgun out of the wall. It's like, moon's haunted. Gets back in the spaceship and takes off or whatever.
So funny.
It's so ridiculous.
And I also want to say like something with islands too that interests me is, or in any type of like isolation, it's this fascination with characters trying to get out or trying to escape and go outwards in a form of like almost like enlightenment, like symbolism in a way, like trying to reach
Oh.
like, you know, expand
Nirvana.
or expand on knowledge in some way where like the isolated group is isolated, limited in their, you know, how much they can know because the outside world is mysterious to them. I'm thinking of like Moana, like as the biggest
Oh,
example right
gotcha.
now. It's
I was-
the most recent that I could think of.
Yeah.
It's sort of like isolated also means insulated. Like even if you
Yeah.
think about like the core of a wire, the insulation is the plastic around it.
Mhm.
So that's like, you think of an island, that's like the water. It's like you're insulated from what's outside that.
Sure.
And you
sure.
need to be sometimes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it protects them. Like I'm trying to think of.
It isolates, insulates, and entraps
Sure.
all at once.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were actually going to bring up Shawshank Redemption for a second.
Oh.
Where it's that almost like that rebirth. After you escape from that island,
Yeah.
you become more because one, you survive the island and now you are free of the island.
Yeah. And
Interesting.
even if
That's
it's,
a very
even
good
though it's not, I don't think it's like a literal island,
Yeah.
but it's a prison which functions as an island.
Isolation.
Right.
You've got
Isolation.
those walls, the hard to traverse medium,
Yeah.
Mhm.
which, also works with space, with planets.
Yeah.
Like,
Space
Mhm.
prison's even harder.
prison colony, prison station.
Right. Was it Australian space? That's the hardest place to get away from.
The space spiders.
Those things are huge. Like,
Speaking about that example of, an island where you're the closest person is like on the space station,
Point Nemo.
like Point Nemo.
go look at that.
There, I read a long time ago, and hopefully this has changed by now, but it used to be that it cost more to send like a 1 pound package to Australia or something. And I don't mean for like a consumer. I mean just the cost in fuel and everything. Costs more to send it to Australia than it did to send it to space.
Really? That's why when you get working on those space elevators, like
Yeah,
Oh,
or
you can
space Amazon.
drones
He's just
and
some
everything.
kid in a van. It's like, I got to make my stop.
Oh, yeah, I got to pee in a bottle because I don't have time off.
Right.
Or it's the guy that he jumped from a point like in space.
Oh,
And
like that
he-
really high jump.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like a dive kind of thing.
Yeah. That's me imagining what Amazon workers would have to do.
Yeah,
They'd be in the
probably.
space station and then it would be like, all right,
You're not getting hazard pay.
it's hell divers. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh my
Like they have
God.
these pods that they go down
Yeah.
on.
Man, that guy.
Alston is gone.
Yeah.
I did watch the video of that guy. Like, how terrifying of an experience to, and this is the same way of like people traversing the unknown to, not that I guess jumping from space to land on Earth again is like escaping an island. So never mind.
No, I mean,
I take it back,
I kind of get what you're saying. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
But-
pushing that unknown. you know?
yeah.
Breaking away from your boundaries, your
Mhm.
Yeah, the internal ones, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
and then come
Challenging
back
yourself. Mhm.
Yeah.
Resiliency.
Resiliency.
Mhm.
Yeah. But another one that I know we were just playing recently, Baldur's Gate 3.
down. Baldur's Gate. Oh,
Baldur's
okay.
Mhm.
Gate 3. And our friend, love you, Mary, for showing us through it, kind of let us through of how to play the game and everything. So we didn't have to go through the tutorials and everything.
Yeah, which Mario like skipped.
And just like, I gotta play. I want to kill something. Murder
Get
hobo.
my feet wet. Let's
Yeah,
do it
yeah.
now. I'll learn the hard way.
But they have a lot of they literally have those portals to hell, and you go to hell at one point. This is like the very beginning of the game.
Mhm,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
no
You're
spoilers.
they're traversing like hell, and you have to get out of there, and big mind flayer Nautilus, and it was crazy stuff happening. But those portals, like just the idea that you can like hell normally doesn't spill over to the normal world. It needs like a portal, somebody to, or you to go into hell to even like see any of that. And the one reason I want to bring up portals is because I know that your story deals a lot with portals,
Mhm.
and you have to explain it. I have been paying attention, but it's more to do with spirit and energy that they use to manifest these portals, right?
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
That they're throughout like all of this tangible realm in a way, like kind of like our plane of existence. There are like folds in the veil between different planes of existence. And there are some characters that, with their study of this spiritual phenomena, they're able to find those folds and able to forge portals that can get them to different places depending on their skill level. Honestly, at this point, as far as they need to, as long as they know where it is, and are able to sort of have that trust with that spiritual connection to get them there. And so the portals, are a really big element in my story. And so watching Baldur's Gate 3, I was like, okay, this is
We can do
beautiful.
this.
We can do this. There's a way to make a fantasy story that also has that spiritual yet sciencey like phenomena, where it's on the border of science fiction in a way.
Meshing them all together.
Yeah. I'm just fascinated with it. And I love seeing it. I love seeing different ways that it can manifest in different stories, how different creative minds are also fascinated with these sort of portals going to other dimensions, other places, other whatever have you. And so, yeah, the idea that they sort of have to do with islands that went on and traversing this unknown, it's almost like they also bypass that, like traversing through the unknown.
Yeah, just like hyperspace or wormholes or whatever. You're finding a way to quickly or instantaneously traverse this difficult to traverse medium.
Right.
Just like, we, instead of shipping everything now overseas, now we have planes. So that's a different medium. It's the air instead of water.
Right.
And so it's just, an easier to traverse medium rather than, so you're swapping one for the other. Like hyperspace is easier or quicker to traverse in a lot of sci-fi than space is. So you're just swapping mediums.
Yeah.
I mean, again, as technology progresses forward, for now, it's easier. But like, again, if we have
sci-fi, like it's not, we have hyperspace now. Like,
well, no, I was talking about like space elevators and like some ways to send things quickly. And space is the easiest to go quickly around the world because no air resistance. And if you use just the Earth's rotation, you get stuff in space,
it's more
cheaply.
Efficient. Yeah.
More efficient. And speaking of like portals or like hyperspace, what is the movie with Lawrence Fishburne and not Equilibrium? It's where they travel through hell and they make the jump. And I showed it to you. It's a horror film.
It's the thing on a black hole. Event Horizon.
Thank you. I got it.
Okay.
Event Horizon. They devised a way to jump from one point to another point by folding space. But to do that, you had to go through hell, like literal hell. And everything. And it's a sci-fi movie, but it's also like a supernatural kind of movie too.
Oh, yeah.
Because
once you bring like literal hell into sci-fi, it's like, what is this really sci-fi anymore?
But I think
science fantasy.
Science fantasy. I think the movie came out after Warhammer 40K came out. So I'm pretty sure they stole that idea from them. In some point, somebody read the lore from 40K and where they go through warp space, but warp space is actually the chaos, which is hell. Like it's literally, again, they can get from point A to point B very quickly through going through the chaos. And, but it's hell. So it's kind of cool. That idea of like, we could make wormholes or connect two spaces by folding space. But people like to think is like, oh, that's easy. We just do that to there. But no one thinks about the consequences of if we can even traverse that and how we would come out the other side, whether our bodies would be putty or like a smear on the wall or something like that.
Which is one reason why, like when using this portal concept, like I had to tread very carefully on like how far into it do I actually want to get? Do I want to explain the science behind it? So it's actually this quite a mysterious thing. Not everybody can also do it too. And there's also eventually you bring up the industrialization part of it. Like, can we recreate this? Is it bad to recreate it? Should we be recreating it?
Right. What damages does it cause?
Yeah.
I mean,
and
you talk about that.
Yeah. It's the whole, but at what cost? Kind of part of it.
And it's, I think too, with the idea of islands and breaching out of that, like isolated, what did you say earlier? There were like three things
isolate, insulate, and entrap.
The safety of that, limited existence, like the idea of escaping it, the should we. And that's something that fascinates me about like islands and bringing up the, like, I guess on the opposite side, like marooning too. I don't want to jump topics. I don't know.
I've got that too down too. Like just, it's a form of prison, but more cruel in a way.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you're marooned on this island. And, sometimes if you really wanted to send the message of like, we just want you to die as soon as possible. But you're technically you're supposed to maroon them. Like you can maroon someone on an island that only is there at low tide.
Jeez.
Like here's your pistol with one shot. You might rather use that one shot on yourself rather than drown in like 8 hours.
You save it for the person put you there.
Yeah.
And you find them.
That's you better find them quick.
Well, no,
isn't that the Isn't that the plot of Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl?
Does he have one shot?
He wants to kill Barbossa.
Oh,
yeah.
It's not a spoiler.
He kept the one shot.
Yeah.
And he uses it on something else.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't?
He used it on Barbosa.
Did he? Okay.
It didn't work. Or no, because he became.
They
Oh,
killed
yeah,
her
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
stuff.
No,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
almost shot Elizabeth because she used all the rum to make the fire.
Oh, he's
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You're so lucky. I need this. Like,
And he aimed it at Will Turner. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
like, please move. Like, this shot was not meant for you.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it just says, like, I don't want it.
Yeah,
I have one person I want to use this on.
Yeah.
It's not me and it's not any of you guys. It's Barbosa.
Yeah.
I like that moment too, actually.
Yeah.
Jack Sparrow, very complicated character.
Mhm.
Very fun.
Yeah.
Complicated yet simple. And every time you expect him to be simple, he's complicated. And every time you expect him to be complicated, he's simple.
Yeah.
Right.
And
And
half the
Gizmo.
time
Pretty
you
good writing.
expect that he's going to be lying. He's telling the truth. He's
Yeah.
it's like, I do that quite a lot, actually.
Misdirect.
Yeah.
But another thing too, we talked about how hoarding resources also is kind of like that island unto yourself. Whenever like you take all of one element and everything, and like gold or diamonds or anything like that stuff, or lithium, you can name whatever, and it's just like you create a scarcity and you hoard all this stuff, and then you don't let anything else for anybody else. Food is the prime example, because we can live without a lot of these resources, but food, when that becomes scarce,
Food, water, shelter,
Toilet
medical
paper.
care.
the things that we don't have to pay taxes here in Minnesota,
Hmm,
food, shelter, and water.
it's true.
Which that was a weird-
Clothes.
clothes. That's another
Yeah.
one. Yeah. Where you were like, you don't have to pay taxes on clothes. Like, yeah, we're Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Freaking
it's a
New York.
necessity.
Yeah.
And we like our people.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a necessity for some people. No, I'm just kidding.
Clothes?
Yeah,
Oh.
clothes. Yeah. We should all
I
be
don't
wearing
know.
clothes.
Do what you want.
I just
Yeah.
use fig leaves.
Just one fig leaf.
No, I made these are all made out of fig leaves.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah.
where the texture came from.
Oh, I gotcha. Fig texture.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not fruit. It's cake. What is it? What's the tagline?
It's not a cookie, mother. It's
It's a
fruit
fig.
and cake.
That's it. Thank you. Yeah, it's a Fig Newton
Oh,
commercial. Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
it's not a cookie.
I have an
Huh.
inordinate amount of like brain
Jingles.
matter dedicated
Yeah.
to remembering commercials.
Yeah.
Sure.
But no, it's sort of like, yeah, when you hoard resources, or like, like the super rich people, for example, they create an island effect socially by creating a difficult to traverse boundary around themselves socially.
Mhm.
So it's hard to access them. It can be hard to access their money. So like tax havens, for example,
Sure.
which are, a lot of them are literal islands, like the Cayman Islands,
Oh.
tax haven. I believe that Nevis, St. Kitts and Nevis is one nation in the Caribbean, and Nevis is like has different kind of laws around finances, and they're kind of a tax haven too. There's several places like that in the world, but a lot of them are weirdly literal islands.
Sure.
It's almost like we've just sort of psychologically assigned certain qualities to islands. Like that's hard to get to, and we'll put stuff where that's not even a factor on islands. Like,
Yeah.
like this is where my finances go.
Which is weird. Like, there's something about like money and the just theoretical, like, just number that you just see. Like, I realize that it's all real, but there's a point where that money just becomes just a number. Like, just like,
There are a lot of rich people who will like tell you, like, yeah, money's actually fake.
oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I
like
believe it.
it's like legit fake, because it's not even tied to production all the time anymore.
Yeah. Or even the gold standard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just completely like it's so many
Arbitrary.
levels of abstraction now. And yeah, there's all kind of rules to that, but like there's a lot of like government agencies, whatever, can sort of break those rules sometimes.
Sure.
And that just creates this whole cycle where it's
Yeah.
like, is it really even real anymore?
Mm.
I'm not an economist, but
No,
I listen to a
trust
lot
you.
of YouTube. So
Yeah.
YouTube's
That makes you
never
an
wrong.
expert, just like the rest of the people that are on YouTube.
Yeah. It's like YouTube jockey.
A
even us,
YouTube
like-
jockey.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Oh.
Well, like one of the functions of islands, or even the loose definition of islands, which would include planets or moons or space stations or whatever,
That's no moon.
these isolated areas where there's surrounded by difficult to traverse medium. One of the purposes of that, I think, in stories is if you want to tell stories of journeys,
Sure.
so the journey through that medium to get to the promised land or the green place or whatever, like in Mad Max.
Mhm.
Or Waterworld.
Waterworld. There you go.
That
Like-
movie is given so much crap. I actually do enjoy that.
I've never actually watched it.
Have you
I,
not?
no.
I'm not either.
It's just a friend of mine in high school when it came out was like, yeah, everyone's dirty, but there's no land, you know, and like
It's all
I just
the
thought that
oil.
was hilarious. But yeah, it's like
the rust
there's-
on the boats.
There's
know?
always some form of dirt in the world because
Yeah.
dirt is really just other minerals, other
Sure.
materials.
Dirt is what you feel on the inside.
If you're lucky.
I feel a little
Sweat
gritty today. You know,
Sweat would dry and sweat.
salt,
Yeah.
salt,
and
oils, yeah.
toxins.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
eat a lot of fish. So you had a lot of omega-3s.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're wearing clothes. Clothes, you know, like are not made
Made
of
out
water.
of seal skin or
Mhm.
dolphin skin. I have no idea what they're making clothes out of there.
This is the big reveal. Like clothes in Waterworld are made out of people.
Soylent clothes. Back to the money thing too. Having an actual place, not just a location like an island or a tax haven, but actually having physical places to store valuables like
Buried treasure.
buried treasure, safe vaults, all that stuff. Yeah. That's also another. Again, I know we're stretching this concept a little bit, but you can understand how whenever you just put things in boxes, you separate things. They're all just ways of creating islands of something. You know, even organizing your cabinet could be only spices go here, and only this is dry foods and this is pastas. I mean,
Compartmentalization.
you can't let the pastas mix with the beans and rice.
Mm.
Yeah, even just on your plate, like you see a TV dinner tray, it's got little dividers, you know.
Yeah.
There's my island of potatoes. You know?
Then become third of counter or
A
close
form
counter.
of
A third
false order, you know, false
Oh.
organization. Not false because it genuinely is, but
Yeah.
false control in a way.
The illusion of borders,
Mm.
like
Oh.
political boundaries, you know,
Yeah.
Mm.
you don't necessarily see them when you look at stuff. You can see the boundaries of an island because you see the contrast between water and land.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at it just from a standpoint of something versus nothing, there's no boundary. Then it's just space,
Right.
Mm.
you know, planets and space. And so it's just what is your calibration? Is
Right.
it what are the differences? If you look at a map of the earth, you see all these land masses. If you look at a map of the earth's crust, you're going to also get a map of what's under the sea and everything,
Mm.
It's aerial.
Tectonic plates
Yeah.
and
which
And-
goes back to our maps discussion.
Yeah. I guess
Mhm.
islands and maps. Yeah. Parts of maps are islands, and
If you're an amphibian, the world looks a lot different.
sure. Yeah. Because you can go anywhere.
Yeah.
Except for
because you have webbed things.
Yeah.
Little toe.
So counting
Yeah.
is a little weirder.
Yeah.
It's this is two. This is 1.5. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
2.5.
five.
how you would,
Like-
Calendars, months or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the whole January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November.
Is that how you
December.
count the 31 or 30 days?
Yeah. The knuckles
so.
are all 31 days. The
Oh.
spaces in between.
I didn't know
The
that.
spaces in between are not, including February. You know?
I have learned something today.
Yeah, that's why you go July, August, because those are you have to go back to the start.
Yeah.
I love that you actually knew what I was talking about. I was just like, yeah, it's a thing. I don't know how to do it, but
I love that you didn't know what you were talking
The
about.
pig you went to market.
I'm just C&D's person.
I thought
Just
you were
kidding, I'm
doing
not.
binary for a second.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I cannot.
Which on two hands you can count to was 512 or something.
This is an answer I don't know.
4,
Aha.
16, 32, 64, 128.
This is the
256.
welcome
Yeah,
to the
512.
counting podcast.
Yeah. It's hold on my toes. I gotta get my toes out.
It's
Hang
funny
on,
when-
Basil.
thinking about islands again too. One of my favorite books, when did I read this? Must have been in elementary school, was Hatchet. Did you guys ever read
with the
that?
plane where he crashes, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And this kid is stuck in this wilderness. He can't, it's not that he can't escape. I think he just knows from a survival tactic that it's safer to stay in that area. And I actually can't remember how he gets out. I just know that there are corresponding books where I think he goes
Sure.
back.
Oh.
But
Hmm.
anywho, just the idea of going somewhere and I guess it's almost like getting crash landing on an island like Lost.
Mhm.
But just the idea that they almost have to stay because they are stuck, and that trying to venture out is almost too dangerous. And
Sure, because there's familiarity with that place.
Yeah.
I do know like he has to like the plane crashes and it sinks and he has to like dive back to get the emergency
supplies.
kit.
Yeah.
And all he has is a hatchet. Like that was the only thing that he had.
That's one of the
Yeah.
things. I mean, I think the pilot has like a heart attack or something.
Oh,
Because I always imagine it in upstate New York because I'm from upstate New York. And then he was like going from somewhere to like Canada. I don't know if that's true. Actually, now like it's been a long time since I read that
they have
book.
a legal barrier that so you can't fly a plane. So it just
Just hits a wall like in
Yeah.
Cabin in the
Oh,
Woods.
yeah, I was gonna say that where he does a little jump on the motorbike. He's like, "Well, I'm getting out of here."
I laughed so
Yeah.
hard at that
Yeah.
scene.
Especially
Yeah.
because
God.
it was Chris Hemsworth. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You say Helmsworth?
I did, but I don't know. You're Hemsworth.
Chris Helmsworth. About his face.
Yeah. Well, it's because, when he kicked that helmet. Oh, sorry.
Gosh.
And he became an island unto himself with the pain he felt.
Mhm.
Lord of the Rings.
No, he had to go to the
Agony.
Vicodin Island to get the. Sorry.
Vicodin
God.
Island.
Yeah, I know. In my own books, like there's this area on the Earth. It's like called the Paraguay Peninsula, and I sort of just looking at the geography, I just decided I'm going to say 400 years ago, this island was only connected at low tide,
Mm,
and so you've got smugglers who go through at high tide
sure.
between the main landmass and the island, which is actually a peninsula. But at high tide, there's this water channel between the two, and you can cut off your journey.
Huh.
But at low tide, it's no, it's all connected.
Walk across or whatever.
Yeah, so it's sort of like that kind of geography. You can use it in different ways with story because some things are only islands temporarily, or
Yeah.
you got drawbridges, or now if you go to Curacao, there's a bridge across the main mouth of the harbor, and it was designed in the late 19th century by I think some Dutch guy.
Yeah.
Maybe German, I don't know.
Correct.
But anyway, the bridge, it's a floating bridge. And when ships are coming through, they just it's like by tugboat or something. It just moves and lets the
Whoa.
boats in, and then they just move it back.
That's cool.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
So some things are only barriers part of the time with a lot of islands.
It is kind of fascinating how we overcome these barriers too. Because as you were talking about that, I was thinking about Key West. I don't know if you've ever been down to Key West.
I haven't, but I'm familiar with what Key West is.
Yes, that's good. It's
So-
on a movie.
I did my
Saw
research.
True Lies.
Yeah, that bridge was in Miami that they blew up or whatever. But we went from Miami to Key Biscayne. Right, that's where it was.
Key Biscayne was still in Miami.
Okay, so it was the start of that trail to
All the way to Key
no,
West.
you're right. Yeah. I think
No, it's fine.
Cody fact check us.
But it's just these giant bridges that they built
Right.
from one place to the other. And we got to Key West on a cruise once, and it was just fascinating that it's such a tropical area. Even though you could drive up the coast and get back to Miami and its city, and even to that effect, cities and suburbs, and how it almost that center hub is the main heart of any civilized part of the world, and it all expands outwards. And as you go outwards, you have suburbia, different kind of houses, and you get farther out and you have farms and all that kind of stuff divided through just land that is either farmland or
And
developments.
in this country, we're not used to thinking of rural America as tropical because of most of our geography. But if you go to South America or whatever, rural areas are quite tropical,
Yes.
and that's just their norm. They wouldn't think of rural areas being prairie or what
it's all
Mhm.
rainforest and stuff like that. Yeah.
It's just whatever the wilderness is.
Yeah.
you know? So I imagine you
Patagonia,
get
too.
outside of Miami, you go down this road, and you're we're on a tropical island.
It's very true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even going down to, so I've been to Guatemala a few times. I've been to Mexico plenty of times too, but Guatemala, that tropical zone that it is just south of Mexico. And it's just they have one big city, which is Guatemala City. And then everything else is just smaller third world places. It's crazy. You go just 10 minutes and you're in rainforest.
Yeah.
And that's all there is. You know.
And, in South America, you go far enough into that area, and there are tribes that will, in fact, kill you
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
if you are not ushered in, guided in by one of their number or
Right.
something like that.
Which is also crazy. Like this is kind of off topic, but when I first landed in Guatemala City the first time, and we were just going down, like, it looks like a normal city, big buildings. And there was like TGI Fridays. Like, I was like, all right, I guess I'm back in America. But all the stores had people with armed like shotguns or like weapons and everything. Yeah. It's crazy. Like,
oh yeah. For my first trip to Turkey in 1998, I was born there, but still, like, first trip in memory.
Sure.
Yeah, any police station you walk by, like here, you walk by a police station, and it's like there's some squad cars out front. There's maybe a mailbox and a battery drop off or whatever. And over there, you walk by a police station, and there's a guy outside with an M16 looking around.
Yep.
Alert.
Yeah.
It's a different experience, you know?
Definitely. Yeah. Another world, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. I think islands often are used for security as well. Like,
oh, sure.
Like in the old, like, the period I write for, like, like 1700s, if you had a sort of port area and there was like a couple islands or something, you might set up forts on those islands because they're harder to get to because they're surrounded by water. So you've got to take boats. And if you're in boats, you're visible and exposed the whole way. Mm-hmm. There's no cover for you.
Yeah.
And obviously anything on land is going to be higher than that. And so your cannons can shoot basically further,
right? Because
they're aiming at stuff that's lower
trajectory
down. And so you've got view, lighthouses again. That's another thing you put on islands a lot of the time. Yeah. So just, security or guidance or any kind of infrastructure like that to sort of either keep people away or guide people in.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like, there's a little aside here. There's a guy named Dr. Gabor Mate. He's a neurologist or something.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
And he was talking, because we're talking kind of about boundaries here. And he was saying, like the function of social boundaries is the same as the function of immune systems. And he's like giving a talk in a classroom. And he says to this person, like, how do you feel like if I walk closer to you? And then how about closer and closer? At some point, I'm going to get so close that you're going to get angry and be like, want to push me away.
Or kiss. Don't assume what they're going to do.
Well, I'm getting to that. But like you as a stranger, like probably you're going to get angry, want to push me away. That's a healthy response. But if you're a loved one, you might feel like drawing me closer. And so it's like the function of boundaries like that is to keep the bad stuff out and let the good stuff in.
Sure.
Well, what's the function of your immune system? Keep the bad stuff out, let the good stuff in. But if your social boundaries are messed up and you have a tendency to let the bad stuff in and keep the good stuff out, you're sort of training subconsciously your immune system to do the same thing. And that's why you get a lot of people who have bad social boundaries and self-image issues having a lot of health problems. That they're sort of
crazy. Never thought of that.
Yeah. It's like you're violating the security of your own island.
Right. There you go. No one is an island unto themselves.
Exactly.
Unless you make it that way.
Yeah.
But we're all also islands.
Yeah. But also not islands.
Yeah, also not that at all.
I say that in actually the mother, the book where I have Irva, one of the characters, she says, it's like, no, she doesn't say exactly. I should know what she says because I wrote this, but it's like, no one's an island unto themselves. And Salil's like, did you make that up? Or it's like, did you write that down? It's like, no, I just made it up. It's like, oh, you should write these down. Like she says, like, just kind of my homage to that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, I totally just borrowed that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just a nod to it.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's funny, like where we say an island protects us, but also the island, sometimes we put stuff on island to protect us from it too. Like Jurassic Park is a prime example of that. Like,
or Australia. It's like,
it's
like, hey, we're going to move all of our undesirable element there. And like,
look how cool they are. And it's your
no.
Yeah. It's you're sort of, or Alcatraz, and you put like, you're using it for containment, like protect yourself from that, or use it to protect yourself.
Yeah.
Even to keep secrets. Cause I even think that might be part of Jurassic Park as well. I haven't read the books.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I've got secrecy written here as a function.
Oh, nice.
Secret dinosaurs.
Especially like, I hate saying it, like the token, like pirate story, like buried treasure on an island. Like it's very, One, because it'll be difficult to get there, like all the reasons that you guys have
and
said.
you'll see anyone coming, so you can hide.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the treasure can. It's like,
and somebody would have to try really, really freaking hard to want to go there and then to actually get there.
Yeah.
So like, there's so many layers of security that would prevent somebody from even just trying, unless they just by happenstance to fall upon it. But
well, and also just whether or not people can even find it. Like some islands aren't even. You get like the uncharted island, like Gilligan's Island. It's like, well, people didn't know that was there. That's why they weren't found. Part of the security, part of the secrecy is just the secrecy of location. Like you can't see, either you can't see the island or you can't see there's stuff on it, or you can't see that anyone was ever there.
Yeah.
Places with no infrastructure, it's easier to hide stuff because it's just, pretend that no one was ever there. Cover your tracks, leave by boat. That doesn't leave any tracks.
Or the secret layers of the bad guys are built into volcano. Like,
yeah. Volcano is its own kind of island,
Right. Volcano makes islands.
Yeah, that's another part of it is when volcanoes sprout up, like when they poke above the surface of the water, then there's this whole issue of, well, like, whose island is it? Who does it belong? Like whose waters were those where it sprouted up?
Well, if it's international waters, it's whoever puts their flag on there first, man.
Right.
Yeah.
But
was that Eddie Izzard that made that joke? He's like,
we got a flag.
He's like, well, no. Well, we've got the flag and like,
like the moon. Yeah. Really, it's ours.
Yeah.
Krakatoa volcano that exploded in Indonesia, I believe.
I would agree.
There's like 4 or 5 islands. There were like four or so islands left from it that were part of the one island. So it actually blew apart with such force that the whole center of the island just blew up, and it's like became flooded by the sea. Yeah. But now there's another island that's sprouted up since then from that same hotspot that, wasn't there right after it exploded, but now it's like, I don't know, like 200 feet high or something like that.
Yeah, volcanoes are fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Like even like calderas and how they like sink in to make lakes. It's kind of like the opposite of making an island, where they make a lake. Like there's one in Guatemala and that I've seen. And because like it was, I don't know if it was like a volcano first and then it like sunk down, or if it just kind of sunk down because it was a caldera, but all that filled in with water. But the edges of the lake is straight down. There's no like beach. There's no like gradual thing. It's just
a drop off.
Just a drop off to like black. Like it's crazy.
It's almost like a submerged atoll or something.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
I know Yellowstone Lake is actually one. Also.
Is it a caldera too?
I mean the caldera of like Yellowstone, and then
it's underneath.
The lake is there too.
Didn't we learn that like that river never freezes because of the caldera, or that lake never freezes?
I'm pretty sure.
Because of the caldera? Yeah, it's kind of cool.
It's too hot.
Yeah, because it just keeps it at an ambient like 50 degrees or something like that. I can't remember because of all the super volcano underneath that's going to explode one day, and then it's going to be a bad day.
Yeah, not in our lifetime.
And even with volcanic islands and stuff, you get your own ecosystems because there's some kinds of life that thrive off of the minerals that come out of like volcanic activity. But like, getting back a little bit to, random islands, the biodiversity issue, like there's just not as many species a lot of the time if it's anywhere remote at all. Like stuff that can't traverse the water, but is land bound, isn't going to get there. Like, there's a story that this tour guide in St. Kitts told us about how there was a snake problem in St. Kitts. And so the colonists brought in mongoose and the mongoose killed all the snakes. And they're like, well, but we're still hungry, So they started going after the egrets.
Oh, geez.
That were, the roosting there. And so the egrets learned to roost in bushes, in like thorny bushes where the mongoose couldn't get to them. And so just introducing any kind of invasive species that doesn't belong in that habitat, which again, that's arguable. It's like, if it didn't start there, it never belongs there. Like change happens.
Yeah.
But you introduce a new element to a biosystem and it's going to have like widespread effects, but it's so much more visible on islands a lot of the time because it's easier to catalog. Like there's usually just fewer different species. And so you can see the effects much more tangibly.
Sure.
Like they're never going to have a rat problem, but
they have a mongoose problem.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe they'll have to bring back snakes again at some point, but
bigger snakes.
Yeah.
smarter snakes.
Yeah.
Well, like what is snake Snake Jazz, the Rick and Morty.
Goodness
Yeah,
gracious.
that's like smart snakes and everything. And
You'll get like a lot of the time islands are, you'll see like what are the dominant things on this island? Like what's the dominant plant life? What's the dominant animal life?
Mhm.
And that can change suddenly if you just introduce a new thing.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Like, iguana or crocodile infested islands or whatever.
Is that a thing?
There are a lot of islands in the Caribbean that just have a bunch of iguanas.
Oh, I know iguanas. Yeah. Because they can swim like very far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I was thinking about Master and Commander.
Oh, shit. Good movie.
It's a fantastic movie, and they actually that
I haven't read
movie.
the books yet.
Yeah, I have the first one, I think, but in the movie specifically, just because that's more. I watch it. It's a comfort film for me. Russell Crowe.
It's on TV. It's like, what's wrong, honey?
But the fascination with the doctor, I believe it's Paul Bettany.
Yeah.
He just wants to go to the Galapagos because he wants to see the different type of flora and fauna that are there. And it's aside from this silly little war that the Brits and the French are, in right now.
The
And
Napoleonic Wars.
Yeah,
For those who don't know.
Oh, is that what happened? Oh,
yeah. And the captain, Russell Crowe's character, is like obsessed with finding this other ship and just really
right.
wants to get it. And the doctor is just like, you're chasing something that doesn't need to be chased. Let's go to the island. And, it's
Let's do my thing.
The plot is much bigger than this,
Yeah.
but
And the captain's like, we don't have time for your field trip.
yes, yeah. And eventually they do end up going there. And then the doctor needs to sacrifice his wants and desires for the sake of the war.
Yeah.
But
Because don't they see the ship when they're on? Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's such a good movie.
It is a
But
good movie.
again, just that fascination too with that island of like some kind of like the thing that they're seeking out for its uniqueness and for its isolated, properties,
Sure.
and something that hasn't been discovered before too. I'm just fascinated by it. That is it. But
Yeah, a lot of islands have different resources too, like animal resources or just mineral. Even like a lot of different islands were used for salt mining, others were not.
Oh, sure.
It's not like there's a shortage of salt water surrounding them all, but
Yeah.
for whatever reason, the different islands have different formations going on or formed in different ways. Like volcanic islands will have things that go along with volcanic formation, like, obsidian and various kinds of minerals growing in particular ways.
Yeah.
Different crystalline deposits over time, other islands that formed in different ways. It's just a different kind of like limestone or basalt if it's volcanic or some other kind of formation. And the interplay of like how much fresh water there might be, like if you're worried about survival issues, vegetation, like anything with vitamin C might need to survive.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
But I know I was in Curacao and they made their fort out of like local stone and it's not great.
Oh, it's like a limestone.
I think it's kind of
like a pumice.
there's actually more sandstone involved in it.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So it's just not as structurally cohesive.
Yeah.
It's kind of falling apart. Yeah.
But I
Roads
mean, Curacao
really-
still didn't change hands, like from the 1640s to now. And I think part of that was because they just was like, well, we're just going to be a smuggler town and everyone needs us. Like all these Spanish colonies that aren't allowed to trade with anyone but each other or Spain need stuff that we have.
Sure.
So it would not be in their best interest to wipe us out
Right.
or recapture us or whatever.
I also like to when I read a little bit about in a new venture I'm doing with one of the stories in Never Told, where there's the guardians to these places or these islands that like they don't want anybody else coming, so they make their lair in these islands or these places. Where I have one of my beasts that actually stops someone for trying to come to one of the places, and it's that connection to the island that people have too, because it's like their either home or safety or livelihood or whatever. Like, they want to protect that. So I find those guardians fascinating too, or at least where you find those.
Like a trust in the divine kind of thing in a way.
Sure,
I like that concept a lot where, this innocent people just trying to be away. I don't know if I'm
isolating themselves because either they want to get away from people or that they just like they find sanctity in just being alone. Sometimes dragons are a good example of that.
Yeah. And so that protector, that watchman, that guardian, it is, I do like that element too of like this isolation concept that we're talking about, because that one thing would have to understand like why these people are doing it. And then they would also have that need to protect, which where would that come from? Like that's sort of, I guess it's more of a character element maybe that I'm fascinated with. And that's why I like it a lot. But anywho.
Well, yeah, a lot of that is, like even in pantheons, like this is the island god, of this island, or different gods have their own islands, because it's kind of in our nature to look at certain boundaries as defining, and that the borders of an island will always kind of strike us that way. And you can imagine like human-like deities seeing things the same way. Like one of them takes a shine to this island and is like, I'm claiming that as mine. I will defend that. I will set up protectors for that. And they don't really care what goes on outside of that boundary, but it's kind of if you really look at it objectively, kind of an arbitrarily chosen boundary, except in terms of like basic security. Again, the hard to traverse medium. It's like, the ocean is my moat. And so you can see that like, even with like, magic in stories, the magic often extends just to the borders of the island or the borders of the realm. Like, Elrond, it's like Rivendell. It's not an island, but it's still like his own little fiefdom. And the same with Galadriel, or like, the dwarves in Moria, like that's their area. It's hard to get to. It's hard to get in if it's guarded and everything.
Right.
And so just like, you've got the mountain king or the island god or whatever. And
even Olympus to that extent too.
Exactly. And like, there were various city states, like Venice was a city state back in the 1500s, and it's hard to get to because it's in a lagoon. That's why Venice is always kind of sinking. And you realize if you go on a boat tour around there, like the local boatsmen have an in-depth knowledge of the channels that are safe to traverse, but they also are marked out. So what they would do back then, they'd have all this stuff marked out. And if invaders are coming, they just go remove all the markers. It's like, good luck, guys. You're going to get stuck in the sand, you can't get to us now. It's that kind of knowledge that adds to the security, and that they stayed a city state for a while, like just powerful, like, because it was after the fall of Rome and after the Holy Roman Empire and everything was gone too. Or, like in that kind of time frame. I think they were separate from the Holy Roman Empire.
Probably,
because they could.
Yeah, they could be. They can stake out their claim, and they're hard to invade. It's like why Switzerland was neutral in the Second World War. They're surrounded by mountains, and they're all trained in the military, and they're like, and
they got those cool dives.
But like
try to come get us.
I've been to Switzerland, and like we watched like the military train and like do orienteering in the mountains and everything. And it's kind of like Turkey, where all the male citizens are required to do military service. And like you're not invading through the Alps by land. And if you're going through the air, it's like they can just hide in the mountains. If you're trying guerrilla warfare, good luck conducting mountain warfare against people who are trained in it since they're teenagers or whatever. And it was like, and then Switzerland just decided, well, we're going to trade with everybody. We'll sell to the Nazis. We'll sell to the Allies, whatever. Just keep out of our country.
And don't touch our chocolate.
But they could do that because they're ringed around by mountains. Like 60% of Switzerland is mountains.
Beautiful mountains.
Yes.
Yeah, but at least we are not islands unto each other or to you guys, because we enjoy doing this, and we coming at you every week with some more ideas and stories. And last week we did, a few weeks ago we did something from one of our viewers. So if you guys need to know about something and want us to do the research for you, that's always a possibility. So
we'll be on Discord. You can talk to us there if you have questions.
Yell at us.
Leave them in the comments. Go to Discord.
Sorry, I was just gonna say we found out that Rio shares a birthday with Mila Jovovich.
Yeah. And no one wanted to guess. So we have a fun time over there. So please come. We get to be a little bit more, I want to say uncensored, but just, free with our conversations and some of that there. So come join us at Discord. And
we're still building it out. Be an early adopter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Might be benefit you later. Never know.
Yeah.
Check it out. But we appreciate you guys, as always, being with us here at Bards and Balladeers podcast. So anything else to add? Or
we have a special episode dropping 8 p.m. on September 18th. Oh, that's already happened.
That was already happened. I was going to say.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. So back in the past, go watch it.
How did you guys feel about our episode dropped on September 18th?
Yeah, give us feedback for that on Discord or in the comments of that episode.
Yeah. And you can also comment on Spotify too. So we watch all those things and we want to hear from you. So we appreciate you guys being here. I am Rio.
I'm Kate.
I'm Oscar.
And we're Bards and Balladeers. See you guys later.
Bye.